and true. Animating one-star fast food reviews. Is there anything more funny than people complaining about restaurants? Some of the greatest moments ever captured on film. That's what we're looking at today, people. And then afterwards, there's an Odd 1'sout video that I missed that I've needed to check out for ages. The goat who lied to everyone. I'm also still in Thailand, by the way. Here's some footage of me in Thailand. But for now, my friends, let's go! Robert W.K., the Odd 1'sout. 3, 2, 1. Sometimes I feel like the odd one out. No one knows what I'm talking about. I just go and take a trip to Subway. Things that keeps me awake at night. Things my own for a mate and I. While reclining warm. The odd one's out, I'll laugh a million times.
One time, me and a group of buddies were driving through Texas, and we passed a building that looked like the Whataburger corporate office. Just to be sure, I checked my phone and discovered, yeah, we did just drive past the Whataburger corporate office.
Wow.
But what I found interesting was that the building had hundreds of one-star reviews.
Oh, no.
After some investigation, I found that these reviews
You don't need it at the corporate office.
Whataburger corporate staff. No, these reviews were from once loyal customers who in one way or another had a negative experience at a Whataburger, and we're going to take this issue to the top.
To the top, baby.
Wordy laments about their terrible fast food experiences has become a hobby of mine. And it's not just Whataburger. Every fast food corporate office has hundreds of one-star reviews.
Yeah.
These people have been wronged by a billion-dollar company, and the only way they can get back at them is calling them stupid.
I mean, to be fair, that's all you can do. I'm going to hold off on my judgments for now because I feel like some of the people who write these reviews are going to be in the wrong and some of them will be in the right. And we will decide which ones are in the right and in the wrong. But I will not judge these reviews as a whole, okay?
The team at blah 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 have no intelligence whatsoever.
That's funny.
I ordered 3 large lemonades, and all 3 spilled in the inside of my car because the cup holder was way too flimsy.
No,
I
they
told the
didn't make
manager
the cup
named
holder.
Josh, and all he said he could do was say he's sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry isn't going to clean up the mess.
He didn't make the cup holder.
This guy spilled 3 lemonades all over his car, and instead of going, I'm so stupid, he went,
They're stupid.
Josh is stupid. This just goes to show that you could do your job perfectly and still have angry customers.
Yeah. Welcome to being a YouTuber, James. Welcome to being a YouTuber. Or any job ever where you deal with other human beings. No matter what, someone's gonna be unhappy. And yeah, this guy, you gotta swallow your pride. You spilled the lemonade on yourself. Josh didn't. And Josh didn't create the cardboard drink holder, okay? So don't be a jerk.
Also, what did you expect Josh to do? Hey, I just spilled all that lemonade you gave me in that cup holder. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let me design a new
so
one.
stupid. I forgot to turn off spill mode. Bring your car out back and I'll get a straw and then I'll suck it dry. No need to thank me. That's what fast food employees are for. I can't talk about fast food without bringing up a small local sandwich shop in my area.
I think I've heard
So
of it.
here are some of my favorite one-star Subway reviews.
I think I've
We
heard
went
of
to the location in blah blah blah. We had 30 minutes to close. I know, sucks, but there was a huge regional wrestling match, and
You
there
had
was
to get
some
your
starving
subs.
boys. I walked in and let them know we had 20 sandwiches.
20 sandwiches
We
with
didn't
30
have
minutes
crazy
left?
expectations. Substituting meat, forget tomatoes if you're out. We don't need toasted. Let's just feed these boys. 9 sandwiches in, the sweetest girl who was making our food said her manager said,
Shut it down. Shut it
Not
down.
reading the rest of the order. The manager had the employee in tears, and 9 boys didn't get food. I was mind blown. We offered big tips, gave free oil changes to employees working hard to make money.
I'm on the fence with this one. They're a little bit in the right and a little bit in the wrong. The manager doesn't actually make all the decisions. You think the manager is just being a jerk to this employee, but you know the manager has a manager who works in the corporate office who's gonna tell him, no, you're not allowed to let your employees work after closing, and he has to obey that. The person in the corporate office doesn't see all of the starving boys, okay? So it was nice of them to offer the tips and all that, but like they have to obey the rules or they get in trouble.
We offered big gave tips, gave free oil changes to employees working hard to make money. I run a mechanic shop and stay late for customer a lot. We didn't have crazy expectations. We just wanted a whole catering order 30 minutes before close. Yeah. I know some people are going to be thinking, you're a business that's still open, so you have to do what the customer says. No. But I want those same people to ask their mother to make them 20 sandwiches at 9:30 p.m. and let me know what she says.
Exactly, James.
9 boys were still upset. They should have just suplexed the manager into a table and made the cold cut combo themselves. I placed an order online for 2 footlongs. I walked in to pick up my order, and I was thankful I didn't leave a tip. I received 1 footlong, but ordered 2. It is very clear on the receipt that was attached to the package. I showed it to the woman working behind the counter, and she laughed and said, "Oh, I didn't see that. Let me get that for you."
Valid.
Not sure why she missed that. Has never happened to me before.
Valid.
Is she on something, or does she not know how to read English? I had to stand there.
Chill. She said, "Oh, I didn't see that. I'll make you the sandwich." That is totally fine. So far, it seems like an honest mistake. Unless she was like, "Oh yeah, I saw that, but I wasn't going to give you the sandwich because you're stupid and I hate you." Then you can be mad at her. But it's an honest mistake. The employee has not done anything wrong yet.
Is she on something, or does she not know how to read English? I had to stand there and wait for her to make the other footlong.
Unbelievable.
And this person continues to write a whole 500-word manifesto.
Wow.
Are they on... Can they read English?
Relax. What a waste of time.
Do you think this reviewer is going to tell their grandkids about this story? And then I had to stand next to the sneeze guard for 2 minutes.
Absolutely horrific. And you know what's taking you know what probably took even longer than that employee making the sandwich? You writing that stupid review. If that really was the whole review, it definitely took that lady like 5 times as long to write the review as it did for her to wait for the sandwich. See, this is where you need to let go of anger. This is classic self-sabotage, woman.
And then I had to stand next to the sneeze guard for 2 minutes.
Unreal.
Okay, Grandma, can we go? And they forgot the mayo. There are a whole bunch of lengthy reviews just like this. And for these types of reviews, I start thinking about these people psychologically.
Yeah.
I feel like these people either have something else going on
Or nothing.
or nothing else going on. I'm sorry that your lunch was ruined, but if this is the biggest problem in your life, you're doing all right.
You're doing great.
And maybe this wouldn't have happened if you left a tip. I went to the location at blah, blah, blah. The guy Frank there needs to take some customer service classes. He is not friendly, and when I told him he should be more friendly to his customers, he told me to go ahead and call whoever I wanted to.
Get him! My king! Legend! Absolute legend! Okay, what's James gonna say about this?
Frank, I love you. You don't need to take customer service classes. You need to be teaching them.
James are in the same boat here. Yeah, listen, I can't stand when people meet a person for 5 minutes for the first time and then try to teach them about their own psychology. Like, you should really be nicer to people. Like, dude, you've known me for 2 minutes. I've been working for 6 hours already. My dog just got run over by a steamroller last night. I'm sorry that I didn't compliment your sideburns enough. Like, bro.
IDK, who was working at around 9 for dollars on May 17th, but somebody needs to give them a hug. I pulled up to the window to pay, and there was 3 girls standing there doing nothing. One of them mumbled my total and stuck out her hand. I gave her my card, and she did her thing. Then she handed me a crumpled mess of a bag and 2 drinks with 0 ice.
2 sloppy joes,
Have a
extra
nice
slop.
night. No thanks for stopping in. Not even a hello. IDK, if all 3 of those girls lives together and somebody ran over their dog or something.
That's what I
all
just
3 of them.
Synchronicity, people. Synchronicity. I promise, guys, I don't ever watch these videos at a time. But me and James, I'm telling you, we're like this. We have lived very different lives, but long-lost cousins or something. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear that machine. Sorry, it's annoying. I also don't have my normal microphone. Me and Brandon had to go and buy this dumb thing microphone because this was the only USB microphone we could find in Thailand. The things that we do for you, So honestly, if you guys want to thank me in the comments for going out and buying this dumb microphone just for these 2 videos I recorded in Thailand, I would appreciate it.
No, have a nice night. No, thanks for stopping in. Not even a
If they gave you your food, that's their only
all 3
job.
of those girls lives together and somebody ran over their dog or something, but all 3 of them looked like they absolutely hated being there, and me ordering my meal was the biggest inconvenience they could have experienced.
Yeah, no need to
So
be
bad
mean.
for these workers. They need a hug, but also screw them 1 star. I can't believe this McDonald's took my review down. But that's okay. I will recite it.
Wow, the
No
ancient text.
barbecue sauce for their nuggets. The whole Memorial Day weekend. For all you barbecue sauce lovers out there. When you went to this location on any of those days and back before ordering the nuggets and paying for it.
Poor man.
I'll tell you why. Because they wanted to take advantage of us.
They probably were not thinking that hard about it at all, dude. Okay, so far I don't really side with any of these one-star reviews. Because rational people realize that everyone is going through their own personal battle. Everyone's got their own life and their own problems and their own things that are stressing them out. And you can't just expect everyone to be in a great mood and do everything perfectly every time, okay? So writing a one-star review, unless a person intentionally did something to harm you, I think is an unnecessary thing to do, you know?
Because they wanted to take advantage of us just to get that sale. What the employees
They don't care. They don't pay commission. They're McDonald's.
Their own Memorial Day weekend barbecues. This is one memorable, unfavorable moment that will be remembered for years to come. You know, there are many who are barbecue sauce lovers out there that went through the same feeling I did when I ordered 3 20-piece nuggets just to find out afterwards they didn't have any barbecue sauce.
3 20-piece nuggets?
I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but do you think they're out of barbecue sauce because the world's #1 barbecue sauce lover keeps ordering there? Going through all the trouble to write a review and then recite the review again, all because they were out of barbecue sauce, seems like a lot.
You should
But
bring your
60
own at that
nuggets
point.
with no sauce on a national holiday is a tragedy, I'll give you that. I love that this guy didn't even consider that they were just out of sauce and instead went full conspiracy mode.
they
thinking
intentionally
employees were hoarding the sauce for their own barbecue. You gotta have barbecue sauce for your barbecue. It's in the name.
It's
I'm not
in
going to
the
act
name.
like every fast food restaurant is in the right all the time, because I've had my fair share of terrible fast food experiences too. I once ordered a burger from Sonic, and they gave me the burger with no meat. And I went, dang, well, that's how my day is gonna go, I guess. I didn't write
That's
a lengthy review to hopefully be seen by someone at corporate. I don't know. I got other problems. If reading these reviews has taught you anything, it's that these fast food workers have to deal with all sorts of customers going through all sorts of problems.
Psychopaths.
Please be the customer who shows a little compassion. They are handling your food after all. Leave a like if you agree. My child works for Whataburger, hasn't been paid since December 2nd. Today is 1/4 and still no paychecks. I've been told lies saying paycheck is coming to the store, then FedEx is delivering it, and still nothing. He's only 18, so I feel like they're trying to get over on it.
Okay, this is real. This one's real. An employee not getting paid, that is worth causing a ruckus about. We're talking about like an actual crime here.
FedEx is delivering it, and still nothing. He's only 18, so I feel like they're trying to get over on him. Not to mention the shift manager Liz is having an affair with one of the employees. Yo, what?
What, dude?
A burger?
Oh, James. Nothing like a good James pun on a Thursday afternoon. I have no idea when this video's coming out. On a Saturday afternoon, on a Sunday afternoon, on a Monday afternoon. Who knows when this video's coming out, you guys?
Quick, what do we know about goats?
They're the
They
best.
stiffen up and fall over when they're scared? Good. What else?
Robert IDK is one of
I
them.
know. Their kids have the same name as our kids. Which is kids. Yeah, that does open the door for some
Okay.
pretty hilarious puns. Anything else?
That's not.
Yes, you in the back? You don't want to stare into their eyes for too long. Well, class, I'll admit, you do know a bit about goats, but you're all forgetting the most iconic goat fact of all. You know, their goats scream. Oh, scream.
Yeah, screaming goats, screaming goats. Yo, actually though, we have goat. I might be able to see goats right this second. I'm not even kidding you guys. This is the perfect video for me to be watching right now because I might be able to see goats right now. Okay, I'm not gonna. It's kind of messy in here, so I'm not really gonna show you guys the entire home area. Now it's a little messy, but let's see. Do we have the goats? Do we have the goats? Oh, we have the goats. There they are, literal goats. Who else can say that? You know, who else can say that in their video? Who else watched this video with actual goats? Do you know another YouTuber who reacted to this video with actual goats around? If that doesn't deserve a like and subscribe, I don't know. I don't know what does. Sorry, guys.
Anyone who knows anything about goats know that these rectangle-eyed demons make weird human-sounding screams. And we all find these little freaks of nature so funny that screaming goats get referenced in all sorts of media, like commercials and movies.
But is it not
Still
real?
getting referenced as recently as 2024.
Is it not real?
Why then did Peter Griffin call this a sheep?
Sorry, guys. Somebody emailed me a video of a sheep screaming.
Now that I think about it, Conan O'Brien called this a sheep too.
There's a viral video going around of a sheep. This is real.
And if this really is a goat, why is the original video called The Screaming Sheep?
Never, ever in my life seen a sheep or met a sheep that sounds like this.
And she's met a lot of sheep. Ellen only works with sheep. She's met a lot of sheep in her life because it's the only people she tolerates in her workplace. Okay, I'm sorry, no strays for Ellen.
Or that sheep that sounds like this.
Good luck, because this is the face that will haunt your dreams.
What did you see?
This has to be like one of them Mandela effects, right? You're telling me this unedited
Taylor Swift.
This is real. Chapter 1. Why did we all think this was a goat? This has to be like one of them Mandela effects, right? You're telling me this unedited 6-second video that shaped an entire generation's perception of what the common barn animal goats scream like wasn't even a goat? Someone's been pulling the wool over all of our eyes. Or maybe the original poster is deceptive and untrustworthy, and this really is a goat. I'm not going to stand for you questioning the integrity of the original poster. They would never lie to us.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
No one's ever lied to you.
Videos on their channel are of sheep. In fact, it's only sheep. Can't even find one stinking goat on this list.
Wow, that's so many sheep.
We get real investigating and use the Internet Archive. We can clearly see that the video was always called the Screaming Sheep. But I'm positive it's screaming goats we love so much. Because if you type screaming goats into Amazon, you get all of the screaming goat merch. And if you type screaming sheep, you get all of the screaming goat merch.
What?
And just because I have another example, in the Shaun the Sheep movie, they had a whole farm of sheep that any one of could have screamed, but it's the one and only goat character that goes. Granted, the sheep in the original video was just recently sheared, so I understand that it doesn't immediately give sheep vibes. But were Peter Griffin and Conan O'Brien really the only ones who read the title, while the rest of us collectively thought, I think I know what a goat sounds like, and that is definitely a goat.
Interesting.
How did we get from a 6-second video of a screaming sheep to all these goats?
Yeah.
Chapter 2. The Beginning.
When God created heaven and the goat in the beginning. He did the thing. I think that was in Genesis, actually. Anyway, sorry.
The Beginning. According to this Google Trends graph, from 2005 to 2008, no one gave a shit about screaming goats. And that makes sense.
It's sad, that was a dark time.
But then, just at the start of the 2008 housing market crash, we see a little bump. I believe this is because videos of animals making unexpected sounds was kind of the thing back then. Videos like Man Goat and Man Argues with Spitting Goat made the rounds from 2008 to 2011.
Seals?
That's kind of stayed
Sea
on
lions?
the internet, you know? Like, they were funny videos, but nothing I'd make a commercial about. 2012 rolled
You know what actually does sound like a man screaming is if guys ever seen a sea lion? They actually sound like that. I've seen that in real life, so I know that that's legit.
2012 rolled around, and people were done with screaming goats.
Oh, that's really
But
sad.
one user still had hope that, in time, people would once again care about screaming hooved animals. On the 8th of April, 2012, while everyone was enjoying a nice Easter Sunday on the Screaming Sheep Farms, the YouTube user AJQ2891
Let's go,
captured the exact moment that their recently sheared Oxford sheep Ophelia let out a humorous and completely genuine scream. Then, for the rest of the day, they painted eggs or something, I don't know.
Aw.
But then, on the very next day, AJ posted the video for the entire world to witness Ophelia's monumental sheep scream.
So that was the fate of Ophelia.
Overnight, the video would be seen by no one. And it would stay that way for the next 5 months, until one day when the video would fall upon the eyes of a Redditor.
Yo.
Baby, I'm low on karma. Ophelia's video got posted on Reddit, and then reposted on Reddit, and then seemingly overnight, Ophelia the Screaming Sheep went viral. Ophelia was so beloved that she found herself off the internet too, on places like Conan and this British show RudeTube that I couldn't find clips for because I'm not British.
So it turns out that was the fate of Ophelia after all. Taylor Swift, I don't know why it was so important to you to escape from the fate of Ophelia. It doesn't seem too bad. 38 million views, not bad. I would play the song for the meme. But Taylor Swift has a team of 1,000 people ready to copyright claim a video that plays 1 second of her music, so unfortunately, I can't play the clip. But trust me, that joke was 40% funny.
With Scream...
1,000 people ready to copyright claim a video that plays 1 second of her music, so unfortunately, I can't play the clip. But trust me, that joke was 40% funny.
With Screaming Sheep being the next viral sensation, AJQ quickly ran out to the farm, recorded another hilarious scream
Let's
of
go. How
and
convenient.
managed to record some of their screaming lambs. Guess that's why it's called the Screaming
That
Sheep.
one was 100% fake.
Every animal here has a weird, unnatural scream. Honestly, it's a nightmare to live here. Also, we know it's Ophelia who stars in the Screaming Sheep too, because we can see she's wearing the same ear tags in both videos.
Wow.
That, and she screams like identically.
He had to go high quality for the second one.
That makes sense. You know, it's the same sheep, so of course it's going to sound the same. You know how consistent a sheep's screams are these days.
Yeah.
We're not really going to be looking a whole lot at these two videos, but they're going to be important later on, so just keep them in the back of your mind. Things were looking great for our girl. She was beloved by millions of people who all found joy in listening to the soothing sounds of her completely genuine sheep scream. Chapter 3. Seriously, why did we all think this was a goat? I wasn't able to find the original Reddit post that exploded Ophelia into stardom. But we do know a Reddit post did exist because it was mentioned in the Screaming Sheep NFT description.
NFT description?
Apparently, a lot of old viral videos are now non-fungible tokens.
Wow.
I don't really want to get into that right now.
Very silly.
Instead, just shift our focus to the NFT's description, we find a lot of useful information. Like, this is the only place I've found where we learn Ophelia's real name. I'm hoping it's accurate. Now, this might just be how I read things, but when I read, "This is Ophelia. I filmed the Screaming Sheep Easter morning. I was under the impression Ophelia was the name of the person recording, AJQ. Luckily, we have the Screaming Sheep too."
This is a very that is a very confusing way of writing this. These two sentences should not have been written next to each other, because yes, that would be very confusing. Imagine if I said, "This is Robert. I filmed this video." But my name was actually Bill, and I was talking about another guy named Robert. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Film's NFT description to clear things up. See, I told you those videos were going to be important later on. Ophelia, the sheep featured in the original,
There you go.
is also
Okay.
the star of this video. Oh, I get it now. This is Ophelia.
Wow.
Like you're pointing at her. This is Ophelia.
Incredible.
Hi, Ophelia. Anyways, getting back to that uncredited Reddit post, I was able to find this Reddit post from September 7th, 2012, but I have reasons to believe it still wasn't the Reddit post. However, this post does give us some valuable insight into what a viral Ophelia Reddit post may have looked like. Already, there were a surprising amount of people who were commenting things like, "Take my upvote, kind stranger. Hey, you know what this video reminds me of? A different screaming goat video!" Since there had already been a precedent of goats being the common barn animal that made weird, unnatural screams, and because Ophelia had the most goat-looking haircut that day, that if someone told you, "This is a goat," you would believe them unquestionably.
Yeah, because why would they lie?
Because why would someone lie about that?
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying, James. This is what I'm saying.
Turns out, people lied about it. Ophelia's video was featured in multiple and extremely popular goat screaming like people compilations. And I can't really blame the people who made these compilations because they couldn't make a whole separate sheep scream like people compilation.
They could.
I've only found one other video of a sheep screaming that wasn't on AJQ's channel. And that's not enough to make a whole compilation. Misinformation about Ophelia's species was rampant. No one had an NFT description to fact check because, honestly, the concept of that is kind of insane.
Yeah.
They just had to trust reputable news sources like Anderson Cooper to get his facts right. And even he couldn't do that.
Now, I've seen a lot of creepy goats on YouTube, like this one.
Chapter
But this
4.
one's the true
I knew
goat.
you were trouble. In February 2013.
Wait a minute. We have a Taylor Swift reference? Me and James both referencing Taylor Swift? Is Taylor Swift important in this? Wait a minute. Yes, because people did the edit of that song with the goat screaming. Oh my gosh, I remember the sheep screaming. I remember this.
Chapter 4. I knew you were trouble. In February 2013, the YouTube user Goosick had the brilliant idea of editing Ophelia's scream over a popular Taylor Swift song. Don't you wish you thought of something like that, AJQ?
Yeah.
Replacing the audio of something with a goofier and unexpected sound? I wish I could show you the specific edit that I'm talking about, but I know Miss Swift won't like it if I play even a second of her song. So we're just gonna have to do this.
Get him, James! Yes, I know. Listen, if there's any pop artist who is going to copyright like every last cent of someone like playing 1 second of their music, it is Taylor Swift and her team. She has so many publicists, so many people who are just internet snipers. It's okay, you know. How else is she gonna become a multi-billionaire? You know, she needs money from humble YouTubers like us.
So we're just gonna have to do this. Never mind, I don't want to do this. I'm going to assume you've already seen the edit that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because it was viewed by everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone saw this edit. Taylor Swift saw this edit. And she liked it.
That's good.
I know I don't usually tell stories about my personal life, but if you'll allow me this one time,
Yeah, let's go.
I remember one night in 2013 being at a high school dance, and the Taylor Swift Goat song came on, and right when the beat dropped, all the teachers supervising hadn't a clue why the entire school screamed. It was because we were all mimicking that hilarious screaming sheep.
That's funny.
Now, the issue with all of this is that Gusick titled their video, "I Knew You Were a Goat When You Walked In." So history's changed forever.
No!
2015 was the start of the scream.
Nothing was the same.
During this time, there were plenty of real videos of real goats making real screams that were also shared and beloved by people. But there's no denying that Ophelia's scream was the goat of goat screams.
Yes.
And she's not even a goat. YouTubers react to goat remixes, commercials featuring screaming goats. Hey, what animal did they get in YouTube Rewind 2013 to scream? Oh, that's right, it was the... As much as AJQ tried to remind people of Ophelia's species in the description, the damage was already done, and the meme had gone completely out of their control. You might think that, like any other meme, people would have their fun with it, but eventually they'd move on. But that didn't happen with this particular meme. No, Ophelia's goat scream was about to find a new home in Hollywood.
Oh no.
In November 2014, something happened that caused people's interest in screaming goats to massively spike up.
It was real hot at the
I
time.
have no clue what caused that. I don't know. It's one of those unsolvable mysteries, I suppose. Look, in all of my research, I couldn't find anything significant that would have caused this massive spike. So think back. Did you ever use Google to search for screaming goats in November 2014?
I don't think so. Maybe. Probably.
Why? But while we're looking at the Google Trends graph, only 3 months later, we see another bigger peak of interest. February 2015. I think I know what caused that. If I had to pick the most important date in screaming goat history, February 1st, 2015.
Why?
Would be like in the top 5.
Oh.
Solid A tier for sure. On that specific Sunday, 3 different companies all released commercials referencing screaming goats. How did I know it was Sunday? Because it was
Super Bowl Sunday!
You know, the season finale.
Oh my gosh, how angry do you think those marketing teams were when they realized they weren't the only people who made a screaming goat commercial? It's like, oh, me and Bradley wore the same outfit. I look like an idiot now. It's like you accidentally wore the exact same outfit to the prom as 2 other people in class, and they're people that you don't like, you know?
But one of us is gonna have to change. Because it was Super Bowl Sunday, baby! You know, the season finale of football that gets around 114 million viewers. It's such an important football game that companies will pay top dollar for a couple seconds of ad space. In the 2015 Super Bowl X-Lix aired 2 screaming goat commercials. One of them just using the original clip of Ophelia, which I'm still counting as a screaming goat commercial because the iSpot.tv page for this ad credits Ophelia as a goat. And that third non-Super Bowl commercial was just part of a Geico campaign, and they played a different ad from that campaign at the Super Bowl, but could you imagine if they played the goat one instead? That would have been so cool.
Okay.
Now, a new and bigger audience of people who watch sports, all believe that goats are the ones who scream like that. The reason this Super Bowl is so important to the screaming goat historian community is because this was the game that every animation studio executive watched. Yep. Simultaneously agreed that screaming goats were the funniest, freshest thing ever. And they were goats. You're an animation studio executive. You see 2 screaming goat commercials during...
How do we make money off of this? Walt Disney screaming from his cryogenic chamber.
Same football game. A couple days later, you see a
Hollywood's
3rd screaming goat commercial. Hey, isn't it almost Chinese New Year? What animal is it this time? Oh, that would be the year of the goat. Within the last 3-ish years, screaming goats were referenced in animated movies at a rate I've never seen in animated movies before. You couldn't escape screaming goats if you tried. Thor 4 beat you over that. And they might be horrible rivals, but I couldn't get these goats to scream when I played. Come on, scream. My theory.
Wow, that looks completely different from Overwatch.
They took it out. But now I'm going to complain about it for them to put it back in. And it really gets my goat that goats are remembered as the common bar animal who make that iconic scream. And it's unfair that calling someone a goat is a compliment, but calling someone a sheep is an insult.
Oh, snap! What an incredible point. Philosopher James kicking in.
Goats have already taken a nap from sheep.
True.
So, what do you say, Ophelia? Think you can belt one more out for us? For old time's sake? Come on, girl. Do the scream.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
What was that? Yeah. Stop that. Yeah. Ophelia, why aren't you screaming? You were the one who screamed in the original video, right?
Yeah.
Chapter 6, working title, Deception. I'm not proud to admit this, but sometimes I'll watch a video at 2 times speed. You know, like an iPad kid. And YouTube will remember I did that and think I want to watch every video that fast. So it wasn't that jarring when I pulled up the original video and noticed Ophelia was obviously sped up. It only became jarring when I realized.
Wait, what?
The video was playing as the normal speed. I caught this on, like, my 40th rewatch, but this is clearly sped up, right? I didn't do anything to this. This is how the clip has always been. So that means, at some point, this video was put into a video editing software that underwent video manipulation. But that doesn't automatically mean Ophelia didn't hilariously scream. AJ just wanted us to hear the scream.
I don't know, pretty sauce, pretty sauce.
And, okay, I will admit that it is a little weird that at the start of the video we can hear the background noises like the wind and other farm animals. But when Ophelia starts screaming, everything kind of just cuts out. But that's probably just because Ophelia screamed so loudly
Rounded out, the
that
microphone
it's
adjusted.
all the background noise. I don't know what a spectrogram is, and alright, I do find it intriguing that Ophelia's scream sounds identical to the scream this cartoon fox made in the short film Pop by Bernard Derriman that came out before AJ. But maybe Bernard just used a recording of his own Oxford sheep. Similar as sheep screams are these days, I, for one, would never accuse AJQ of faking this important piece of AJQ, did you fake it? More than millions of They already found the source of the original scream? Stock sound effect from Apple released in 2008? Yeah. How did they not find it sooner? So that means it was never a screaming goat. It's always been a silent sheep. A classic example of a lie within a lie. I, of course, was not the first person to crack this case. People were suspicious of Ophelia's authenticity within the first 5 YouTube comments.